My name is Sherry Avila, and I'm here today to be your hostess for Avila's Fine Arts Lovers. And one of the fine arts that we're loving today is the theater. And before I begin to ask some questions of our guest, I'd like to thank all those seniors who are participating on this show today. Joe Amos, Pops, Frank, William Brown, Bill Godomsky, Captola Johnson, Bruce Jones, Tony LaCroix, Roger May, George O'Hare, Rose Pappas, Magnolia Stewart, Margaret Taylor, and Martha Wilson. Thank you, thank you, thank you to all you seniors who helped make this show possible. And thanks to Pops, my brother-in-law, who is the producer for today's particular show. And today we have as our guest Mary McCain. And Mary McCain is the artistic director of the Shapeshifters Theater. And Mary McCain is going to answer some questions we have. And we thought, before we forgot about, we want to talk a little bit about how I kind of got acquainted with the Irish Shapeshifters.
Okay.
First of all, actually, I'm one of the Irish Heritage Singers at the Irish Heritage Center.
Oh, great.
And as an Irish Heritage Singer, I go up and down the stairs and I see all the flyers and the posters and the signs and the pictures. And so I happened to see that there was a theater at the Irish Heritage Center.
Okay.
And I became very excited because my husband and I love live theater. It's like 100 times better than going to the movies.
Yes, absolutely.
And the Irish Heritage Center is actually an economical place to go, I might add, at this point in time.
Yes, yes, absolutely.
But now, Mary, when did the Irish American Heritage Center begin hosting the Irish theater, the Shapeshifters Theater, and who was it that initiated it?
The theater group at the Irish American Heritage Center was founded in 1987 by a woman named Mary O'Reilly and a gentleman named Michael Shevlin. And we've been hosting theater ever since then.
So it started in 1987, and Mary O'Reilly and Michael and Kay Shevlin were the original founders.
Exactly. And we typically do a spring show, a fall show. We also have a summer one-act that tours every year. And we also do other special projects as they come up.
Okay, now, one of the ways I also found out about you is through the newspaper. And in fact, we have a newspaper article right now on our bulletin board here that we're going to bring up. So you can talk a little bit about how the local paper, this was from the Pioneer Press, came in and did they interview you, Mary?
They did. It's Samuel Beckett's 100th birthday this weekend. Samuel Beckett, of course, being a very important Irish playwright who won the Nobel Prize for Literature. And to honor Samuel Beckett, we have a series of very exciting shows coming up this weekend. We have a stage reading of Waiting for Godot on Saturday afternoon, which includes a lunch. And then in the evenings, this Friday and Saturday at 8 o'clock, we have a production of a show called Kraft's Last Tape, which is a one-man show. And we're very excited about both those events.
Well, let's talk a little bit about what makes Shapeshifters Theater unique. How are you different from the other theaters?
Great question. Well, the Shapeshifters focuses on theater that involves, that's written by an Irish author or involves some Irish theme. So that's one thing that makes us unique versus other theaters that do shows from lots of different cultures and genres. We focus strictly on the Irish. And also, our theater group is very welcoming and inclusive of people that may never have performed before or never gotten involved in theater before. And we like to grow and develop people, members of the center, members of the community. And so in that regard, we're very unique as well.
Now, where did the name Shapeshifters come from?
A shapeshifter is an Irish fairy that changes shapes and forms, and we thought it was very applicable to the actor, who also changes shapes and forms and assumes a new character with every play.
That sounds like a very interesting name. When Frank and I were in, I believe it might have been Greece, we saw some mythological characters over there that also were related to the Shapeshifters.
The Shapeshifters,
yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And we were so excited because we knew about the Shapeshifters Theater, and we said, "That's the Shapeshifters." That's part of the somewhat of the origin of it.
Yes, absolutely. Mm-hmm. I'm sure that it has origins there.
Now, where is the Shapeshifters Theater located?
The Shapeshifters Theater is located within the Irish American Heritage Center, and the Irish American Heritage Center is on the north side of Chicago in a community called Mayfair. Specifically, it's at 4626 North Knox Avenue. And the theater, it's a big, seating capacity is about 600. It's a beautiful, beautiful auditorium theater. There's parking that's available to people if they want to come. There's a great Irish pub within the building as well, so it's a real great place.
Yes, I think that's another thing we've enjoyed about that theater. We like the fact that we don't have any problem with parking when we've gone there for plays. And there's, as you said, plenty of parking. There's parking on both ends of the building. And I think a little bit on the side of the building, too.
Exactly.
And in addition to that, the chairs are extraordinarily comfortable.
Yes.
I speak from that because some of the theaters we've attended have these folding chairs, and while they may have a play that's not too bad, in fact, might even be great, we are uncomfortable sometimes during that play. And in this case, at least we are in comfort.
Absolutely, absolutely. And you're right about the parking, which particularly in Chicago is so hard to find an actual parking lot for free that you can utilize. So
good point. That is free parking.
Yes, free parking.
And the other part I like is, as you said, the pub afterwards. In fact, it's great because the pub is available during the intermission.
Yes.
And everybody, of course, gravitates to the pub during the intermission.
Of course.
What a great opportunity to be able to get something to wet your whistle.
Yes.
And even maybe a bite to eat if it's early enough.
Yeah, a lot of people will go to the pub before the show and enjoy dinner, or maybe enjoy a later dinner after the show. So that's great.
We've seen that some people do go there before the show also. And then after the show, sometimes we stay for the entertainment, because not only do we have something to drink and eat, but very often there's musical entertainment and singing in the pub.
There's always live music in the pubs on Fridays and Saturdays, so you're really getting a lot of entertainment for your money.
Now, where do you perform outside of the Irish American Heritage Center?
Well, we have, every summer we do a summer one-act, and we travel it around to the different theater festivals. We go to the Gaelic Park Irish Festival on the south side, Memorial Day weekend. We also perform at Milwaukee Irish Fest in August. We perform at Celtic Fest. Those are the three primary fests that we focus on.
I see. And you also perform at Long Grove Irish Fest, I believe?
We have in the past performed there, but our three primary locations are Gaelic Park, Milwaukee, and the Celtic Fest at downtown Chicago.
And do you perform in a tent in the Gaelic Park then? Or?
Yes, we perform in a tent. And they have a theater tent where lots of different theatrical productions come, and we have a great kind of brother-sister relationship with them, and in fact we're talking about trying to host them at the center this summer and do kind of a one-act exchange with them.
Now, Frank and I, one of the shows we particularly enjoyed was a show that was, I'm not sure if it was the screenplay, but the original, might have been the screenplay, was written by Dr. Sean Callan.
Yes, Sean Callan, of course, is a member of the Center who wrote a play, and we really enjoyed it, and it was produced last fall, and that was directed by Robert Ayers, who's also directing our show this spring. And kind of goes to the point I was mentioning further, where we do like to be inclusive of people and members, whether they're writers or actors or just want to get involved. We try to accommodate them.
Well, I was very impressed with that play. What was the name of it again now, that particular, the last one?
The play was called Hearthstone.
Hearthstone.
Yes, yes.
Hearthstone.
And that was a big success, and we're very proud of that production.
And I would like to say that I think some of the themes, even though they are written by an Irish author or about Irish culture, that very often these themes are actually, I think, crossover cultures.
Absolutely. Very universal things, universal themes about family and relationships and so, yeah, absolutely. Everybody from all different cultures can relate to the shows.
Another play that, or I don't know if you called it a play exactly, but we enjoyed, was it called Bloomsday Bus Ride?
Oh, Bloomsday, exactly.
It was not this last year, but the year before that we went to the bus ride one.
Yes, Bloomsday is, the 100th anniversary of Bloomsday was a show that the Shapeshifters assisted the cultural committee with. And that was in celebration of Bloom's 100th birthday, and of course this weekend we have Beckett's. So we like to honor the big milestone birthdays of some of our great Irish poets, playwrights, and things of that nature.
What a great idea to help all the rest of us to become more educated.
Yes, absolutely. That's one of the things I've enjoyed so much about my experience, is that it's really been a learning experience for me as well.
Now, have you entered any contests or won any awards?
Yes, in fact, last year we participated in the Acting Irish International Theater Festival. There were 9 groups competing from all over the country.
26?
Yes, and there were groups from Canada, from Ireland, from all over.
Could you please bring up 26? Number 26 is the awards winner. 26? But go on, talk.
And we won Best Production, so we were thrilled. This was a production called Mislaid Heaven. And we are actually going to be taking our spring show, Sea Marks, to that same festival this year. This year it's going to be in Toronto, Canada. And we're very excited about that.
And so you won for Best Production.
Best Production, we won an award for Best Actress.
Best Actress.
Yes. And and there are also awards for Best Actor. Those are the 3 primary ones: actor, actress, and production. And we won 2 of the 3, so we were thrilled.
That's wonderful. Now, if anybody's interested in getting more information, there is a flyer, and maybe you'd like to tell them, do you know the phone number at the Irish Heritage Center?
I do. It's 773-282-7035.
And they could get this flyer if they call. They could order this flyer. It's free.
Yes, it's free.
So you could just call and get a flyer to tell you more about all the different opportunities that are available, the recent plays, and what other opportunities are available too. Now, let's talk a little bit about your upcoming spring production.
Yes.
You've mentioned it a couple of times already, but let's talk about it more in detail.
Okay.
And that's number 28. 28?
The spring production is called Sea Marks, and written by Gardner McCain, and it runs the first 3 weekends in May, Fridays and Saturdays at 8 o'clock. We also have a special matinee performance the final Saturday, and it's a love story, and everybody loves a good love story. And it's about a gentleman from Ireland who spots a woman at a wedding and becomes very smitten by her. And they exchange letters over the course of a year until finally he ends up moving to Liverpool, where she lives. And I think being from Ireland, living in Liverpool, it's a hard adjustment for him. And so we see with the drama that ensues with that. But it's a great show, and it's, these days there's a lot of internet dating and emails and things like that, and this was back in the day when there was no internet, and so the art of letter writing and love letter writing was still alive and well, and so it's a really beautiful piece that I think everybody will enjoy.
And who wrote that piece?
That was written by Gardner McCain.
And who's the director of that piece?
The director of that piece is Robert Ayers, who also directed The Hearthstone.
I see. And you're absolutely right. Everybody loves a love story.
Absolutely.
And especially a love story where there's conflict, because in this world today, I think where there are many relationships that are mixed.
Yes.
Because actually this was between an Englishman and an Irish, right?
Yes.
And some people don't realize, I don't think I realized as much until I got more involved at the Irish American Heritage Center, and that saw more of these plays and went to these events, how deep the wounds are from the English-Irish conflict.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. But yeah, so it definitely explores that clash of cultures, and it's not only about love of another human being, but also love of country. The gentleman in the play misses Ireland desperately, and it explores the love of country as well.
Now, Mary, what dates will that CMARCS, or is that
CMARCS, absolutely.
CMARCS?
Yeah, it runs the first 3 weekends in May, Fridays and Saturdays at 8 o'clock, and Sundays, and then the final Saturday, May 20th, we have a special matinee performance. So specifically, it runs May 5th through May 20th.
May 5th through May 20th.
Mm-hmm. And people are welcome, in addition to calling the phone number, to log on to the website. If you type in Irish American Heritage Center, the website will pull up, and it will bring you to a list of all the exciting events at the center.
Could we have that info page? That's 29. Info page is 29. Could we have that info page, please? Thank you. You can keep that up for a few minutes. So it's May 5th through May 20th, 8 p.m., Saturdays, Fridays and Saturdays, not on Sundays.
Not this year. Because of some other programs, but we are having a matinee on Saturday, May 20th, for people that want to go to see a matinee.
And then you have a matinee, that 3 o'clock matinee, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, are you, do you know how other people out there can get involved?
Great question.
And what can they get involved in?
There's so much that you can get involved in. I got involved by auditioning for one of the plays, and I got to know the people, and then I was asked to join the group. And we do hold auditions twice a year, so you can get involved from an actor or actress standpoint, and once again, no experience necessary. Also, we are always looking for help behind the scenes, whether it be building and painting sets, or helping take tickets, or ushering, or helping with other aspects of the production. And costumes, absolutely. Costumes, stage managing, set design, so many things. Ushering, absolutely. And if you call the number that we talked about, 773-282-7035, extension 30, if you leave your name and number on the voicemail, and just let us, and just say, hey, I want to get involved, and we'll give you a call, and we'll try to get you involved.
And the email you have, do you have a working email? There's an email listed in here. Is it?
Shapeshifters, yes. Shapeshifters at irishamhc.com.
Okay. And the website's www.irishamhc.com/shapeshifters. So if anybody needs to contact the Irish American Heritage Center, contacts the Irish American Heritage Center, and then they can get the message to the Shapeshifters.
Yes, absolutely.
Now, what are some of the adventures you've had? Any adventures you've had as an actress with the Shapeshifters?
Oh, adventures, gosh. There's always fun when you're on stage with somebody and maybe they forget a line, you have to improvise, so that's always kind of a wild experience. Maybe you know, I've had costume changes where the costume wasn't quite fitting, so I had to go on stage with it half off and half on, and so there's always a lot of fun antics and adventures that happen behind the scenes.
You went on stage with the costume half on and half off? What costume was that? But something underneath.
Yeah, yes, I did. No, it just wouldn't zip up, you know, appropriately, and so you always have things like that happening, and you just kind of have to think fast on your feet, and usually the mistakes are things that the actors notice, but the audience, you know, maybe doesn't as much. But
right. Now, where do you keep the costumes and the props? Are they kept there at the Irish American Heritage Center?
Yes, we have a costume closet that we have been collecting costumes since 1987. In fact, we need people to help us with clean out and catalog the costume closet. So there's a perfect example of the need. And then there's a huge attic at the center where we keep set pieces, kitchen tables, stoves, as well as smaller hand props. So, yep, and it's all right there. But we're constantly adding to our collection, and that's always an area where we need help in terms of collecting props, costumes.
That's good to know. Now, why don't you share with the audience some of the other past plays besides some of the ones we've already talked about, so that they'll have an idea of the variety, because I think you do, even though there's an Irish theme or an Irish culture, there's actually also, I see, a kind of a variety. I think you do try to have different types
Absolutely.
of plays.
We do original works, for instance, Hearthstone, which you mentioned, by Sean Callan, a member of the Center. We also did, not too long ago, My Home, My Heart, My Ireland, which was also written by somebody in the community.
Was that the one that had a little problem, of course some of them do anyway, but with alcoholism?
Not that particular show, but there are shows that do involve that theme.
Oh no, that was the other one. That was the one Sean wrote, right? Sean Callan?
Sean, yes. I think that there probably was that theme.
Yes.
One of the in one of the storylines.
And actually, I think you have some guest plays, because I recently attended The Wake in the West, I believe it was.
Yes, that was a huge hit. So just recently, this past weekend, we had a group coming in from Mayo.
Yes.
Who, huge hits. I think it sold out every night. It was a comedy, and everybody loved it. So
it was from Mayo, Ireland, and it was actually, some of us, maybe I'm way off base in saying this, but some of us called it a little bit of an Irish slapstick. Am I wrong on that?
No, there definitely was a lot of great physical comedy in it, some slapstick, and our comedies always do well there, because everybody needs a little humor in their life.
Yes, we definitely need humor. We definitely need humor.
But that, yes, we host other theater groups. We have a group coming in this fall that's going to be doing a John B. Keane piece, so we definitely do our own in-house productions, as well as hosting outside and welcoming outside theater groups.
And your stage is quite large. It's not one of the smaller stages. Some small theater groups do not have a large stage.
Right.
We were at a stage recently that actually had two rows of seats and a very small theater section to it. Stage.
Yes.
Whereas in addition to the 650 seats that are available, you also have a regular full-sized stage with the curtains that open and close. I've also been at some stages or theaters where they can't open and close or don't open and close their curtains. Whereas this, you are actually able to open and close your curtains at this theater.
Yeah, it's a beautiful, beautiful theater with a big velvet curtain, beautiful seating. It seats about 600 people. Like you said, very comfortable, elegant seating, and so it's a very unique and little-known theater, which I'm so glad to have the opportunity to talk about here.
And there's some wonderful hanging fixtures up there, too. Now, were those the original fixtures of that theater, or were those brought in later? I can't remember. I should
yeah,
know
you know
that.
what? I don't know that. They look to be original, and but they've definitely add to the elegance of
Yes.
the space.
Elegance, I like that word. It's a very elegant theater, and they do appear to be antique fixtures, but not antique in a bad way, but
Right.
antique in a very elegant way.
Yes, absolutely.
And there are also some wonderful artwork around the edges of the front of the theater, where the
Yes.
stage is.
Yes, we have some artisans over the years have come in and done some Celtic paintings and drawings that you can see throughout as you enter the theater, as you exit it, and throughout the building, and it really adds a lot to the atmosphere.
Now, are the designs around the stage part, are those Celtic, or were those original?
I believe those were original
Okay.
to the space.
Well, they're very elegant and they're very interesting and,
Yes.
and different.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
It is such a pleasure to walk into that theater, and it's such a pleasure not to have to worry about parking.
I know, I know. It's just such a great place to be, and you know, we want to let more people know about it.
Yes.
You know.
Now, before we run out of time, I'd like to review with you again this next show you have coming up, not the one that might be in time by the time this actually airs, C-Marks. So
C-Marks,
would you
okay.
review the details on C-Marks again?
Sure. C-Marks runs Fridays and Saturdays at 8 o'clock, May 5th through May 20th. There will be a special matinee performance on Saturday, May 20th at 3 o'clock. If you call the center at 773-282-7035, extension 30, you can leave your name and number, and we will call you back with any additional information that you might need. C-Marks, again, is a love story. It's going to be a phenomenal show. It's the piece that we have submitted to the Acting Irish International Theatre Festival, and definitely I encourage people to come.
C-Marks.
C-Marks.
May 5th through May 20th. 8 o'clock, Fridays and Saturdays,
Right.
with one matinee in addition on the last Sunday, May 20th.
On the last Saturday.
Saturday, excuse
At
me.
3 o'clock.
Saturday.
Saturday, exactly.
I want to put that matinee on a Sunday, but it's a matinee on a Saturday. Thank you. Matinee on a Saturday.
Matinee on a Saturday, exactly. So,
Now, do you have any last words to offer to our audience? And now, if they wanted to go there in person to pick up the tickets, what was the address there at the Irish Heritage Center?
the address is 4626 North Knox Avenue in Chicago. So you're welcome to walk into the office and purchase tickets, or call over the phone and purchase tickets, make reservations.
What are the cross streets there?
The cross streets are Wilson and Kilpatrick.
Wilson and Kilpatrick. And if you take the expressway coming from the north,
You can get off at Wilson, I believe, Wilson Avenue, and it takes you right there. Yeah.
any other last words here?
Just thanks for the opportunity, and I hope that people come down and visit the center.